I literally shed tears at the end of that movie.
It's great.
When they locked him in, I cried.
It's
in
great.
The movie, bro. That's my movie of the year.
A lot of people. Here's my thing about Air is that on the surface, at face value, this is not the greatest movie of all time, whatever. But what makes it that is the story and the characters involved in it, and what they were trying to get through. It's just such a great watch. It's just something where you're just sitting there eating popcorn. You're like, yo, this is entertaining. It's funny. Mm-hmm. It shows you again it's very authentic to the actual like time
the era.
Yeah, like I got to see what collaboration they had with Nike here, because from what I saw in archive pictures, that office looked exactly what it looked like back in the day.
Here's the funny thing. I don't know. I'm not sure how much Nike leaned into it, because I know a lot of the shoes on the set
they
design.
got from them?
No. They actually went and bought that shit. This is what stopped me from watching the movie. When the trailer dropped, one of the shoes in the trailer had the eBay authentication tag on it still.
Wow.
And the sneaker blogs picked it up. And I was like, oh, I'm not watching this shit. These niggas already fumbled this shit.
Yeah.
So it took me a little longer to go watch the film. There was a bunch of screenings that came, and I just never went to see it. And then I just happened to go see it yesterday.
Yeah.
And bro, this is the movie of the year for me, at least.
Great.
The way they tell the story. It's very much shout out to Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, and I forgot the writer's name. This is his first movie he's ever wrote.
Oh wow!
But the way he just his structure of it is just so perfect. It's the perfect structured movie. It's a 2-hour movie, and it felt like it was 30 minutes.
I honestly thought it was 1:30.
I was damn near damn, I want more.
Yeah, because I want to see what happens after with these characters. Yeah. And Ben plays Phil Knight. Ben's maybe in 40% of the movies, barely in it, but
he plays a great Phil Knight.
Eccentric and really weird and funny and very zen. Obviously,
bro, it's some stuff where he just it's just walking. The way he's walking, I'm like, oh, he's just good.
He studied.
Yeah,
he studied the dude.
Yeah.
He studied him, and again, Matt Damon plays Sonny Vaccaro, who was kind of like the high school recruiter.
So he was he was a high school recruiter. He was a recruiter for Nike, but he came up in the high school game. Sonny is the reason why we have the McDonald's All-Star game.
Yep.
He was the first person to do high school tournaments. And his story is just amazing. You had can
we talk about Chris Tucker?
I was about to say Howard Duck. Or what's his last name? Is it Duck?
Howard I forgot his fucking last name.
Duck.
He's still working. I did not know
so he's the VP. I've actually met him before.
Okay.
And I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with the movie, but then at the end they start showing photos of him. Actually, I'm like, oh shit, I met that guy.
Chris Tucker. He was showing people in this movie that he still got it.
Oh my goodness!
I was rolling at him from the first frame of the movie when they was walking through the office. He was just like this,
snapping on everything. Dog.
It was fucking great. And again, I gotta give a shout out to Ben Affleck. You know that the actual production studio that made this, it's him and Ben and Matt Damon's production studio. Yeah. But they have a penchant for putting out black people's films and people of color's films. So this is one of the first movies under that.
Hey, man.
And I said I gotta respect, because you know the story behind Ben Affleck, right?
What?
He found out that his parents or his ancestors had owned slaves.
Oh shit!
And so he was like, "Oh hell no!" He basically is coming back no. So he's basically been giving a lot of black filmmakers a chance. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Ben, man. That's a great fucking film.
Yeah,
and I just love
the black people in it.
I was gonna say I love the way how they portray black people in it, from Howard to Dolores Jordan to
his dad
James. Yeah. Even just the kid that worked at the 7-Eleven, that could have easily been a white kid, but that a black kid, and just the way he looked and the way he interacted, it was just dope.
Authentic too.
Yeah, it's authentic, and that's just I don't know, that's the utopia society that we all want.
Yeah,
it's it's not racy, it's not built on race, it's just us just
there
getting along.
You just want to be there. And I could think back, and again, go see this movie. We're not really spoiling anything if you don't know the story or whatever. I saw a family in there they all had Chicago ones on remastered. At the theater, the whole family, from the kids to the father to the mother, they all had the shoe. I was like, this is what movies need to be. You know what I'm saying? Telling that story. This is a black man's sneakers.
Man, no, and that's another thing too. It's not black history. That's American history.
Yeah.
Jordan is American fucking history. I love the way they tied it into the NIL deal.
Yep.
I didn't even realize that Sonny was a part of just the litigation.
The O'Bannons.
Man, the O'Bannons went to UCLA. I used to love them niggas in college. You understand? They used to play at the Magic Johnson All-Star game. Where he had all the I think Jamie Foxx played in that shit
because
too.
They tried to get him and Rambling, who Marlon Wayans plays. He makes in the movie.
Yeah.
They tried to get, because I
his
feel
story is crazy too. He has the fucking "I Have a Dream" speech.
Yes, in his pocket at all times.
This is crazy.
Exactly.
Fucking, I was like, when they dropped that, I was like, wow.
And I thought it was cap.
No, I knew it was serious when they said it, because I was like, they wouldn't put that in the movie. Then at the end,
and then they said it,
yeah, I was like, whoa.
A lot of people feel as though, because Rambling and Vaccaro, they were really big into getting the athletes paid, but they had actual legal issues too, where they were trying to get them knocked on some shit for like gambling and shit like that. But people think that the NCAA was trying to basically plant them on that shit because they were trying to get the athletes
They kind of mentioned that too, and they were like, you always go to these tournaments and always make pit stops in Vegas.
In Las Vegas. Yeah. I was like, okay, that was a good little touch, but
it was a lot of little like that in there.
I want to touch on the conversation that got me, where this is not spoilers because you guys know the end of the story, but
okay,
Sonny's on the phone with Viola Davis, who's Michael's mother, and mind you,
how was she?
She's fantastic.
She was great. Oh
she's
my god,
fantastic.
she's like
there's
like
a part
like your
where
mom.
Yeah, I don't want to give away all the cool stuff. Like there's really cool interplay between her and Sonny when he goes to their house and he tells her to do some certain things. And the way the movie pays it off, you're like, oh fuck, like you start to be like, oh, Sonny's really that nigga, and it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit happens. So like there's a part where they're on the phone and she says, okay, we'll sign with y'all. Because this is like the big drama of the movie. It's like whether he'll sign. So he finally says he's going to do. She's like, but he wants money off every shoe. And Sonny's like, fuck. He's like, we don't do that.
And he's like, not even we. No one does that.
Yeah.
And he's like going down the line of like why this isn't possible. And like why no one does that shit. And it's like, in this day and age where, you know, everybody equity, everybody owns some shit around here. It's like that shit was not a thing back in the day. It was just not ever a thing. And like, it was just crazy, man.
And it's brought up at the end because they don't mention it to a point where you forget that Michael makes money off that. So we think that it's always happened.
Yeah.
And then when it's brought up, he's like, no, we can't do that shit. And the thing is, MC, is that they've already made so many concessions for him to get him to sign because Nike's not really a big basketball shoe company at the time. And Converse one of them, Adidas one of them. They weren't giving. Yes. There's a lot about the money. And, and I love that because, again, working in marketing, you come up with that. It's like, oh, we only got this much money and we can either sign 3 people or we can sign 1 person. And that 1 person better be like a mega influencer, or we can get 3 micro influencers for this amount of money. And they show like them breaking down how, like in the meetings, first meeting, we've been in meetings like this where they got names on a board and they say, which one do we want?
And it's motherfuckers in the meeting who don't know who the fuck is who.
Yeah.
And they just going off some numbers or what they heard or saw. And it's like, no, like this is a person who's actually influential.
Yeah.
This is just a person who has a lot of followers.
Right.
And it's just like, it was just funny to see that dichotomy and just see, and for me being a marketer, it was just great to see that story being told.
Absolutely.
Like, the shoe being too white.
Yeah.
And like, we need more black and red. It's just like shit like that. I was like, oh, like that's, then like, I don't know. I don't want to give away too much of the film, but
yeah, it's and again, back to that conversation, they do that. I think it's one of the, Matt Damon's far and away. He's got 2 scenes in this movie. He has a speech, which is just like,
that's like he do.
I got up and put my black fist in the air, nigga. Like
he got to be nominated for something. He got to be nominated.
It's good. I feel as though, and I think it's going to be unfair. I feel as though they're not going to because it's a streaming movie, and that's why Amazon put it in the theaters.
Well, that's why I think it'll win. Amazon's had some Oscars in the day and age. Yeah,
I think they should.
Yeah, they want some shit.
Matt Damon gained mad weight for this movie too, bro.
Yeah.
He's fat as fuck in the movie. I was like, I was talking to my friend Eric, and I was just like, did he gain wait for this? He was like, yeah. He was just like, for what? Like, I don't know. They could have put a nigga in a fat suit. Like, he actually gained all that weight.
And his face and everything.
I just loved even the way that they played off with Michael and just had his back turned. And he only says like 3 words in it. And I was just like, but it's cool because, again, it shows him that much respect. He is a god. And they treat him like that in the movie where you don't see him at all. And, you know, they talk about some of the things that will happen in his life in one of the speeches and how he's going to have to handle that as a star. And it's just, again, from start to finish, like, it's one of the best American stories of all time.
I cried.
Period. Like, it's fucking, I clapped at the end, bro. It's
I
that fucking
too.
good.
Yeah.
Like, it was fantastic, even down to like the credits and the way that they do it. I thought Ben Affleck treated it with so much respect, but he had an understanding of how these types of, because again, he's had to market movies before. He's had to market things before. He understood how these meetings went. And again, as someone who wants to do marketing, or if you ever had a thought that you want to be in marketing, you should watch this movie because this is how it is. It's that soul crushing when people will tell you, no, we don't got the money for it. Or no, like if we do this, we're done. Like we don't have anything.
Yeah. And just like, I don't know, just betting on, you know, the underdog, and like and having that gut feeling. That's the big thing for me. It's like, man, like there's so much, you know, we're in a data driven culture. Everything you gotta have the numbers to back. Yeah,
they still were then.
But even more so now with all this technology and computers, and it's like, man, like you can't lose that gut feeling.
Right.
That gut feeling has been around since the beginning of time.
Right.
It's been around since before marketing.
Absolutely.
And that shit is like something in your soul. It's something that's like spiritual, damn near. And you saw that gut feeling carry him throughout the film. And I don't know, I just like, that's the thing that like energized me. Like I'm like, damn, I'm ready to go to work on Monday.
It's like it was definitely like a situation where I was just like, yo, like this is probably one of the greatest marketing movies of all time. Like again, like take away from the fact that this is $1 billion company and this is about how they got the deal. I'm just like, bro, everyone's worked in a situation where they've had to break through middle management and their boss in order to do something because they really believed in it. You know what I mean? Everyone's really believed in something, and I think this is a movie that kind of sets that apart. And again, I can't say enough great things about it. Go see it. I think this year movies has been fucking fantastic. Like I haven't seen anything bad this year.
Yeah, I saw Scream.
Oh, you did see that?
Yeah,
you
cool.
Didn't like it?
It was cool.
Okay,
that's cool.
I would never imagine you in a horror movie.
I like the little twist to the end.
Okay,
like, oh,
okay.
shit.
You got to see Evil Dead with us.
Is that the new one coming out?
Yeah, next week.
Actually, yeah, I just saw a trailer for that. That shit looks scary as fuck.
Yeah, you should see.
I might roll. Yeah.